Welcome back. Right now we have Earl Foote and Travis Gunn joining us from Nexus IT with their monthly tech tips. Nexus IT helps all businesses and more with technology, and they always have some great ideas, tips, and update us on things that we need to know within the tech community. And today we're going to talk about Utah Data Security Compliance, or WISP. So Earl, tell me more about this.
Good morning, Christine. Thank you so much for having us on this morning. So the state legislature at the moment is considering a bill that is titled the Utah Cybersecurity Affirmative Defense Act. This is a very interesting bill, and it's somewhat unprecedented. Our state may be one of the first states to pass this bill, but it essentially provides businesses potentially with a safe harbor when it comes to cybersecurity compliance liability, as long as that business have been good stewards of the data that they process, that they store, that they utilize in their day-to-day business. What would be required for this, for a Utah business to essentially, in a situation, if they had a breach, a cyber incident where data that they store is exposed, in a court of law per se, when it comes to like class action lawsuits or federal or state potential legal action that may be taken against companies that have exposed consumer or business data to hackers. If an organization in the state of Utah, if this bill passes, first of all, and if that organization creates what is called a WISP, or a Written Information Security Program, and they adhere to that program, so it means that they can't simply just write a security program and not do anything with it for 10 years. They have to actually, write a program and then ensure that they are following the practices that are outlined in that program. But if they can do that and then show essentially, and certainly this is a situation that it will evolve down the road, and we may not see cases, of this actually come to a court for a year or multiple years down the road. But the idea is, if a Utah business is able to come to the table and say, look, we have a WISP, we have a Written Information Security Program, and we have followed that program, and we have audited that program every year. We've made sure that we are adhering to best practices when it comes to data security. Then essentially that business will likely be absolved of any liability in case if they can show that they've been good stewards of the data. So it's actually something that can really help Utah businesses, and I think it's encouraging. I think our state, and obviously we see that for a number of years in our state we've been one of the top performers economically in the nation, and I think that generally our state has tried to make doing business in the state friendly. They've tried to make it easy to do business and to succeed, and I think we're seeing a lot of the fruits of that, and this is just another potential step in the right direction. It may not absolve businesses at a federal level, or if there were other states that were to come after a business because consumers in their state had data exposed or things like that. But at least in the state of Utah, it's potentially a safe harbor that businesses can and should take advantage of.
Oh, Travis, this is something I was not aware of. I did not know that businesses have an accountability. Even if they are the victim of a cyber attack, they have to be responsible for that. And this was all news to me, and that's what this is hoping to protect businesses when they do have an attack from lawsuits, from things that may come back to find them. All these issues are all entangled into this act in hopes of protecting businesses, essentially.
Yeah, this is even though it's new, it's not new, right? It is something that businesses do need to be aware of, whether you're a big business, whether you're a small business, whether you accept credit card payments or other types of payments or not, is something that all businesses should be aware of if you are transacting business and working with others' information. The great thing that Earl mentioned here is that the state's now starting to put bills in place and the ways by which businesses can protect themselves, even in the event of a worst case scenario, if proper protocols are followed. And really that's what this bill is designed to do is, here are the steps that you need to take to protect your data and the data which is your clients, so that if there is an issue, you as a business owner are protected. So it's not new, it's how it's being presented and put into place is something that they're really tightening the reins on.
And Earl, is this a fair comparison, kind of like shoveling your driveway so someone doesn't slip, or having insurance in case of, some horrible medical emergency, having that extra insurance even? Is that a little bit what we're talking about here?
Yeah, maybe even to back up just one step, and that is that the reality is most Utah businesses, whether they know it or not, whether they're small or they're large, are subject to some type of data regulation, data security regulation compliance standard, right? That might be PCI for credit cards, HIPAA for healthcare, or simply the Utah Data Security and Personal Information Protection Act, which went into place in 2006, which basically states that if you are transacting, processing, storing data, whether that be of your internal employees, HR data, finance data, or your client data, you have to protect that data. And if you're negligent in protecting that data, then you can be held liable for being negligent. And so, this scenario, yes, it's if a business is responsible and creates a WISP, and then they monitor and maintain their security practices based upon that WISP, then it's absolutely a potential kind of insurance hedge, right? And literally for potentially, a few $1,000s per year, they can protect themselves, from what could potentially be millions or tens of millions of dollars of liability down the road. So, if this bill passes, we definitely are going to be recommending to our clients and the community at large to begin implementing, these written information security programs. And, in fact, it's something right up our alley. It's something we do already. It's something that, an offering that we will have for the community to be able to help them navigate this, to create these programs, and then to monitor and maintain them on an annual basis.
And Travis, Nexus IT will help business navigate this by just reaching out, contact Nexus, let them know that you need this help and you want more information about this.
Absolutely. We're more than happy to talk to you. We've got processes in place where we can actually assess the current lay of the land. We do those things at, in most cases, no cost, depending on the complexity of it, so that at least you can start the ball rolling.
And this is a great offering that you have to businesses. So make sure that you reach out to nexusitc.net. Head to their website. You can find out everything that they have available to help you with any tech issue that you may have within your business or personal lives. We're thankful to Earl and Travis for joining us today and updating us on this important information about data security compliance here in Utah. We'll be back with more right after this.